Sugar. It looks harmless. White crystals, sweet, comforting. Celebrated at birthdays, holidays, even breakfast. But what if the very thing we associate with joy is quietly undermining our health every single day? The average person consumes far more added sugar than the body was ever designed to handle. According to the World Health Organization, added sugars should make up less than 10% of our daily calories, ideally even less. Yet in modern diets, sugar is everywhere. It hides in bread, in sauces, in healthy yogurts, in cereals marketed to children. It's not just in dessert, it is the dessert, disguised as dinner. Here's what happens inside your body. When you drink a soda or eat a highly processed snack, glucose floods your bloodstream. Your pancreas releases insulin to manage it. Do that occasionally? No problem. Do that several times a day for years. Your cells begin to resist insulin signal. This is called insulin resistance, the metabolic dysfunction at the heart of type 2 diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. Meanwhile, fructose, the other half of table sugar, heads straight to the liver. In small amounts, it's manageable. In excess, the liver converts it into fat. Over time, this contributes to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a condition once rare, now increasingly common even in young adults. And it doesn't stop there. Chronic high sugar intake promotes inflammation, the silent driver behind many of today's most common illnesses. Heart disease, metabolic syndrome, certain cancers, cognitive decline. The connection isn't dramatic. It's gradual, subtle, years in the making. That's what makes sugar so dangerous. It doesn't cause immediate pain. It doesn't send you to the emergency room overnight. It works quietly. A little spike in blood sugar here, a little fat accumulation there, a little more oxidative stress, a little more vascular damage, day after day, year after year. The American Heart Association has linked excessive added sugar consumption to increased risk of heart disease, even independent of weight gain. In other words, you don't have to look unhealthy for sugar to be affecting your arteries, and perhaps most concerning, sugar affects the brain's reward system. It stimulates dopamine pathways, reinforcing cravings and habitual overconsumption. This is not simply a matter of willpower, it's biology, a cycle engineered by food systems that profit from repeat consumption. But here's the nuance. Sugar itself is not poison. Glucose is fuel. Fruit contains sugar, but wrapped in fiber, water, vitamins, and phytonutrients that slow absorption and nourish the body. The problem is not the apple. It's the ultra-processed, fiber-stripped, high-dose delivery system modern industry has normalized. So, is sugar killing you? Not in a single bite, but in chronic excess, it may be accelerating the very diseases that shorten lifespan and erode quality of life. It may be quietly contributing to the fatigue you ignore, the weight you struggle to manage, the blood pressure creeping upward, the lab results that slowly drift out of range. The tragedy is not that sugar exists. The tragedy is that we've made overconsumption ordinary. Health doesn't collapse overnight. It erodes, silently, incrementally, and often, by the time symptoms appear, the metabolic groundwork has already been laid. The question is not whether you'll ever eat sugar again. The question is how much silent damage you are willing to tolerate before you decide to change the pattern. Because sometimes the most dangerous threats to our health are the sweetest ones.